You got to recreate. Hey, everybody, look who we got today. Jimmy Earll, top. Hi, Jimmy.
Wait, I'm on top?
Haha, you get. Where'd Diego go? And Diego Curiel.
That's going to happen a lot because he has a flip phone.
Somebody called me and then hung up. I don't know what it was.
Okay.
Okay. Wait, I know it looks like
activity. What kind of activity are you doing that you have to wear those studly glasses?
I was, you know what's funny? People don't know that it looks like you and me switched ages. Jimmy looks like a 50-year-old senior at UCLA.
Why does it have to be 50?
Wait a minute, that's younger.
Oh my gosh. So.
No, it's not fair. He's Asian. He doesn't age. I look older than him. It's not fair.
You know, the one side of Jimmy's face is blacked out. What's that about?
Whoa, Jimmy.
You're doing a half a black face, or what's the deal?
Not better? No?
That's better.
It looked like a Canadian version of Deep Throats right now.
Oh, Friday Late?
That movie where that informant.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else.
Linda Lovelace. I know all about this. So what are you guys up to? What have you been doing? I know, Diego, you're putting on a Zoom show.
Yeah, it's my first one. I think it'll be the only one, but it's going to be, it's crazy. The lineup is like 5 headliners and then me, a giant Mexican. But I'm hosting, and Jimmy's on it, Simone Springer from Australia, J.R. de Guzman, Cheryl, the soccer mom, and then Ellis Rodriguez. And yeah.
Wow. 5 headliners. When is that?
That is Friday at 8 p.m. The May 1st. I wanted to be Cinco de Mayo, but it wasn't meant to be. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's correct that. It's 4 headliners and us. To be more specific. No, so I did my first Zoom, and I was telling Diego I was a little bit nervous, so I had to do a bag of tricks that Diego kind of teases me about, but I think I felt like I needed to do that little gag in the beginning just to kind of do a little icebreaker, even though my friend in comedy disapproved of it. But I think
it was a gag. It was a gag, all right. No, I'm just kidding.
But it worked. I think I reeled them in, and I actually had so much fun doing that show. Her name is Liz Grant. She's a comic promoter. She hosted and opened, and she did a great job, but she was just stressed out before that whole thing started. We had some technical difficulties, but she charged money and sold out the room. I think she had 100 tickets, and so I am a big believer in Zoom now. You can kind of riff with the crowd, and it was actually pretty good. And I know that excites Diego because Diego loves to riff. He's
How many people think used your gag as a screensaver now?
I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what my friends were telling me too, that you can do all sorts of things in Zoom. Like if you wanted to do a video presentation, show a video of you doing it for the first time in the back of that van. You remember that you were telling me about?
No, I don't remember. That's funny.
You don't remember that?
I don't remember what you're insinuating.
But you can show videos, you can show pictures. I'm just not that savvy right now, but I don't know. I think Zoom, I have a hunch this might last a little longer, and I'm a big believer in this whole Zoom thing. It really is a pretty good. Hey, you promised to go shirtless for this.
No, I didn't. Linda, no, I don't want Linda's viewers to flag her. This isn't a. Did you hear what happened to that AARP meeting, Linda?
No, but the volume is going low, Diego.
It's this flip phone.
Oh, hold on. Wait 1 second. Can you hear
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was, dang, both of you are tech savvy. I'm all not. But no, on this AARP meeting, someone hijacked the meeting and they started playing porn like a stag film.
What? Oh my God.
What would be the difference?
I don't know. You tell me, Penthouse Forum.
Damn. Family secret.
That's funny. That's how he learned to read. That's why he's like thrown back.
Before I forget, so I think the key to the show on Thursday was Liz and her tech guy. They muted everyone except for maybe 9 or 10 that she believed were good laughers and just good response. They would get a good response from them. And like I said, that was a big. It was a difference maker. Seriously, it was a good show, and it was, again, Zoom is the way to go, Diego. We're gonna have fun Friday.
I love Zoom. Oh my gosh. I don't like it when we have computer glitches like. What?
Have you done a Zoom show?
I'm doing one right now. But no, I've gone on one.
Like a stand-up, not an interview. You know what I mean? Like, this is more natural. I'm
Yes.
saying that would probably be more nerve-wracking. That's what
Yes, Diego, calm down. Be respectful to your. I don't want to, to your. I can't say, that's kind of mean. You got to be respectful.
So I did a Zoom. I got on a Zoom show with Miss Arkansas. Do you know who that is?
I don't. I think I saw you post. Yeah.
And I was the token white person on the show. So I brought my funny, and I have a history back in the day, 5 years ago, hiring her and Kevin Davis, and we did comedy for nobody in a bank drive-through. So Kevin Davis, he roasted me throughout the his whole set.
Oh man.
It was so funny.
What pose is this, Diego?
I'm listening.
Okay, take it easy.
So
It's actually very erotic.
he's actually holding still.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny because I'm like, ever since I was little, I couldn't, like, even in class, I couldn't sit still.
And you probably got punished for not holding still.
Yeah. Who knew?
That's what he was hoping.
Yeah.
Whoa. Family thread. But that's what. No, but you know what I meant, because like on the stand-up shows, like on Zoom, I think that would be nerve-wracking. Like right now, Linda, you are interviewing two brown guys, and you can pretend to feign interest, and you can be like, ugh, that thong picture.
No, I like the thong picture, and I like you guys. I like getting people on Zoom and trying to get them to talk about their lives, like where they were born and why they went into comedy and why they're hanging out with Jimmy Earl. Did you want to speak?
It's that thong picture. You saw what?
Well, tell me why you like doing things with Jimmy Earl, because I do too.
Whoa.
Whoa. Where does wedding ring go? So me and him met, we met when I was about, I'll say 6 months in, and I was going to do a guest set, but I didn't know you go up and tell the host, so I didn't tell him, so I didn't end up doing the guest set. And then he was like, oh man, here's my card, like I'll pick you up sometime or whatever. And then I was like, cool. And then 3 months later, someone told him about me, and he forgot meeting me. And he was like, hi, my name's Jimmy Earll. I'm like, I know who you are. We met. And he's like, oh yeah. I do remember. and then he booked me to do 20 minutes at this festival he was booking. But the first show I wasn't on the first show. So I go on the first show, sold out, Linda. Sold out. Everyone's laughing. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be so fun. The second show, only like 5 people in the crowd. And I'm like, not even a year in, and I do 20 minutes. And I'm like, man, this guy probably hates me. Like, it was 5 people, and I was so... And then months later, and we just hung out. Like, he's just my friend. Like, outside of comedy or whatever, he's just a good Canadian dude with free healthcare.
He has a real good way of becoming your friend, you know. I really appreciate the fact that he's so humble and he, you know, like he has room for new people in his friend. You know, he doesn't like, I have enough people, I don't need new friends. He's a cool guy that way.
Is that true, Diego?
I mean, the cool, yeah, because you're from Canada, but
temperature-wise, I get it.
that's,
You guys don't like compliments, I get it. How come aren't you...
That's really funny. That's funny.
How come don't you wear a University of Oregon hat if you're his friend, Diego? What's up with that?
Because I didn't know we were coordinating like twins from Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Wow.
Oh, man. Dude, he's gonna. You were trying to be young. That's not your usual dictator haircut. He really has a Kim Jong-un.
My wife trimmed it.
That's like a Joey Fatone.
How is Kim Jong-un doing these days, by the way? Anybody know?
Why would you ask me? That's very racist.
I hope he's doing better. I'd hate if Dennis Rodman had to go in there and shape up the place. Okay, that's even worse racist.
No, that might be better though. Dennis Rodman loves all colors, so the decoration will be lovely.
Yes. I'd love to see...
Diego, are you nervous at all for the show?
Who, me?
Diego.
I don't know. I mean, I'm someone that doesn't like if you see my stand-up, I don't like the silence. So like I have to keep going. So I'm nervous of lagging laughter or like just like this is either gonna be a new forum to bomb on stage with or accept.
So, do you find that it's going to be difficult from what you've seen, Diego?
No, because I know some shows have been good. It just depends on like tech stuff. Like you were saying, like if something goes bad or whatever. If everything goes good and the people are laughing, I mean, I think it'll be interesting. And even if I don't know about you, but me and Jimmy always joke like if you're on a show, like the host, people don't really care about the host. Your job is to like cheerlead and whatever. So as long as everyone else does good, like I'm alright.
Yes.
You seem extra fidgety this morning, Diego.
It's hot out here.
What temperature are you going to get up to out there? We're going to get up to like 100 tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not even perspirating. That's why I know you guys are in shape. I'm all fat and sweaty, and it's like 72. I'm just kidding.
I'm perspirating. You just can't see it.
She's like, it's called filters and makeup and Las Vegas showmanship.
Do you have a lot of COVID stuff for Friday, or are you working on it?
COVID stuff? Oh yeah, I have like 2 jokes about COVID.
You want to try, or you want to save them?
I want to save them. You want to try? Do you guys have COVID stuff?
Okay, who has COVID stuff?
I saw a lady on the internet today, and she was she had a funny bit. She was saying like, she had 3 or 4 microphones in front of her, and she was acting like she was doing a news press conference, and she was saying, let me straighten out all the, misconceptions about COVID. Now, you're supposed to stay in your house unless you don't stay in your house. You're supposed to go to the doctor unless you're not supposed to go to the doctor. And she just went through a litany of things like that. It was hysterical.
I might have to show me the link. I mean, I tried a ton of stuff Thursday. Not all of them hit. But you know what did really well, Diego? The way I said I wrote Tinder profiles for my buddies.
Oh yeah, he wrote a Tinder profile for me. I lost the bait.
That did pretty good. Writing writing COVID Tinder profiles. So I think that's a keeper. And then I did watching Dolph Lundgren one did well, and then the Chinese learning learning Chinese on Duolingo did really well. The others were kind of so-so.
For younger people like myself and Linda, who is Dolph Lundgren?
Exactly. That's the joke, that you're watching Dolph Lundgren movies during this whole time. You're freaking bored.
Dang, you got all serious. He got all inside the actor's studio and grabbed his water. Actually, it's called The Thespian's Hustle. Like, what?
All right, Ron Jeremy pose.
What?
He's doing some weird pose on his bed.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny when comedians start giving technical information and it turns into like some kind of really weird TED Talk.
No, but I think it's kind of cool because I think a lot of comics would like to hear the process and like to hear the way other comics think.
That's true.
Diego, I gravitated to Diego because his approach and his delivery are just so unique.
Really? Like how?
With all due respect, he looks like he's having a spaz attack on stage sometimes when I first met him. And he crinkles his hands like he has severe arthritis. And I was like, man, this guy's unique. He stood out to me, and his slant on everything is actually pretty unique.
Whoa. That's slurry. And I'm not even Asian.
I see what you did.
You know what's funny is that when he was complimenting me, it started lagging and I couldn't hear anything. And then when he started insulting me, it never came back in. And I'm like, well, that's God's way of saying keep yourself in check.
Every time I try to talk, the technology in Zoom goes out. And so I try to talk as little as possible because I think God's trying to tell me to shut up.
So besides us, Linda, who have been your favorite interviews?
I really enjoyed interviewing Alonzo Bowden. Because
What are you laughing?
I'm smiling. He's great. I love him.
the reason
You want a delay?
he's on a delay in live or on Zoom.
Can you turn off and on your flip phone maybe?
Damn.
Sorry, what was that, Linda?
The reason I enjoyed the second interview with Alonzo is because the first one bombed. The volume he had his phone on or some kind of noise, and I couldn't get in the same rhythm with him. I couldn't get on his page and so when I feel like I'm not connecting with somebody, then I go into overdrive, and often I do self-deprecating bullshit. And I was throwing myself under the bus like 17 ways to Sunday during the first interview. So I wrote him and I said, I totally messed up that interview and the technology, no one could hear you. So can we redo it? And so then I was like, this time I'm going to stay in my lane and I'm not going to throw myself under the bus. Why should I do that? Just because Alonzo is, he's a difficult interview because he doesn't give you a read. You guys are, free flowing and, real out there. And he's very left-brained and he's very reserved and quiet, So I liked that I busted through my own, getting out of my own way.
Okay, so besides us, your top three.
Definitely Shang and always Jimmy Earll, because Jimmy Earll gives it his all and he hates compliments, so this is really counterproductive.
No, he loves them. Keep going. Let's
No, Diego worked with Chang.
You did?
Yeah, he's really funny.
I love him.
Did you have a funny story, Diego?
But I don't think he remembers. I worked with him like in 2011.
Yeah?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Was there a funny story about that weekend?
No, not with him.
How long have you been doing comedy, Diego?
I started in 1987, and
Wow.
I stopped. No, I'm just kidding. I started in 2010, May 10th, 2010.
And what made you remember May 10?
Because I write that date down because it's the first time I did it.
Yeah.
It was more in the seconds. That's how precise it is.
Here come the autism jokes. Everyone stand back. No, I have Asperger's too, so it's like very like specific dates and all that. But
Oh.
it's the first time I did it. Yeah.
I'll be darned. Yeah, I always liked it when... Are you pulling my leg?
No, I really haven't. You know, that's hilarious. Well, you know what's even funnier is like, it's not even recognized anymore. It's all one big spectrum. So in 2013, they were like, oh yeah, this isn't a thing. This is all a big spectrum now. So I think that's funny that I'm not even trying to get you to acknowledge it. I'm trying to get the country to acknowledge it.
Totally.
It's a thing, all right.
How does that make your comedy like I have a brain injury, so I have to push past that. So in any ways that you have to work harder than other people on your comedy because of that?
I think what's funny, and Jimmy will know too, it's like I always talk and stuff, so I have to distinguish what.
Flip phone.
Because what I say, what'd you say?
Flip phone.
Your phone out again.
Oh man, I don't know what to tell you. No, I was saying, but like I have to distinguish what's funny. It's hard to filter what I actually can do and stand up, and because my brain is so abstract sometimes.
Wow.
It's because he has a lot of butthole jokes that we have to censor all the time.
What are you talking? Oh my God! So when I started, and I don't know if you know J.R. de Guzman, but Jimmy helped both of us. He's like kind of a Canadian Obi-Wan. He helped us, and he's like, you got to write clean, you got to do this, and then J.R. had been headlining, and then I've been doing.
There goes the video. Just a second.
He's on dial-up.
And we always Windows AOL.
Can you say that again? Because the audio went...
I was saying that Jimmy told me and JR to be clean, like work clean and all that, and then we hadn't seen him in a while, and then we're riding with him, and he's like, butthole sandwich, butthole. I'm like, what?
How come do they call it Asperger?
Well, the Korean, I'm just lazy with English. It's ass, like AS, and then pergers, so PERGERS. But everyone just says Asperger. So it's like
Serving up at 1 million Aspergers. Yeah.
And I didn't know how comical my ailments were to everybody.
Yeah, really. I have a question for you guys. Do you have any bleach jokes?
Bleach.
You know, like the president says we should take bleach.
I actually had one before Trump said anything about it, and Diego's a little bit sensitive about it because I think he posted something, and I told him that maybe you shouldn't, but.
But he told me I shouldn't after somebody got offended.
I didn't say that part. I'm just saying stay away from political stuff. Even though it's so low hanging and you want to go for it, just people are just so sensitive right now, you know?
Exactly. It's amazing how the whole world seems to be falling apart, and yet we're all finding a way to be divisive and argue about this. You know, about COVID.
No, I love. When you have the camera back to you, it looks like you're Tindering and disinterested with interviewing us. It looks like I'm swiping right. I have a date tonight, and yeah, whatever, guys.
Thank you for roasting me. I'm doing the best I can, Mother Trucker.
No, that wasn't.
Yeah,
That wasn't meant to roast you.
that's Diego.
That's Diego. I'm trying to hold it still. You ever?
Diego, she's doing stuff for the show. What's your problem?
Hi, Diego. So, what kind of joke?
Hey, Diego, can you climb a tree and get better reception or something?
Oh, there it is. Yeah. I was like, yeah, get him with the dial-up jokes. I love them.
I try to hold the phone still and I start shaking.
Tell Linda, Diego's into climbing trees lately. That's why that was a apropos joke.
Are you?
Edgar Allan Poe. No, what? Yeah, no, my friend Lily makes these cool ass fucking like webbings and trees and stuff, and she's taken me like I've climbed like high trees and shit, and it's like really cool because the views are beautiful and it's like super tranquil.
Oh, that's cool. Diego, tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. When you get on stage, how do you read a room? I'm asking people, I want to know your secret to reading a room.
Okay, well, that depends too on what position you go, because if you're the host, you can't really gauge them. You can see people come in and you can see whatever, but if you're like the third comic up or the first, and you're like, okay, they're laughing at dirtier jokes, or okay, they like this. I never go too dirty, too early. Like, I usually have 3 jokes that I start my set with, and depending on how they react to those, then I go. But you can ask Jimmy too. Like, I'll throw in a self-deprecating riff to make it okay for, oh, he made fun of himself. Then I throw a joke about race, but in a non-malicious way. And then it's like, okay, he established he can make fun of himself. He's talking about everyone. And then now, if they're a crowd that wants to be talked to, because there's a difference, like, people that fish for crowd work, like, sometimes the crowd doesn't want that, but if it organically happens where they want riffing, like something happened, or someone threw a tray on accident or something, and then you react to it, then you can feel it, and they're like, okay, this guy can engage with us because he made fun of.
There goes the audio again.
His cell phone is one of those. Do you remember when cell
So it
phones
was
came
relatable
out
enough.
and they were
If I
like
do
bricks?
popping or something happened, but
You remember that, Linda? They were brick cell phones.
I do.
He has like a brick flip phone. That's why we keep losing them.
it looks like you did the safety dance right now.
Like that?
Yeah, you can riff if you want to. You can leave your friends behind.
So it cut you out at the end there. You were talking about if a tray drops.
Oh, yeah, if a trade drops or whatever, then it's like, you can riff on it. But it's just gaining their trust. So it's like, depending on, for me, the first 3 jokes are always going to be the same. And then if the flow is different.
Did you stop?
I think he's pranking us.
It's like an old man stopping midstream.
I actually think
Just go where you don't really.
I think he's pranking us. Like I think it's not even going out. I think he does this. He's talking. So, anyways, what I do
I don't know what to tell you. No, but I'm just saying, like, it's to the point where 30 minutes, like, me or Jimmy don't really plan it anymore.
That's so cool. That's a true sign of somebody that's really worked on their material, that you can just get up there and go with it. And you know what you need to say in the moment.
I don't know if it's material, but I think it's more going up there because you could have a church crowd, you could have a rowdy Sons of Anarchy crowd, you could have a baby boomer crowd. I think it's more
Yes.
Because as an opener, as an MC, you really don't have to have a shitload of material. So I think it's more just know a couple tricks, just know. I think it's more tricks and gags and riffing.
Yes.
When you're at the number one. Are we boring you, Diego?
No. What do you mean?
That was like the biggest yawn I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, it didn't freeze on that, but it froze on everything else. I get it.
But yeah, I'm just saying at the opening slot. But so, Linda's question, Diego. Suppose you went up third or fourth. What would be the difference?
Well, because they weren't good by then. So it's depending. See that the host formed them up and say the other two what did really good. Then you right away. Then it's easier. Then you know what to do because it's like you can go into jumbles unless the person before you was so high energy that you have to reset the frequency to your pattern. But then also too, it could be that reverse where Jimmy's seen it, and I don't know if you've seen it, Linda, where there's a showcase of a lot of comics, and then like the host does well, but then maybe two newer comics don't do as well, so the crowd becomes restless and like thirsty. So then you just have to come out swinging your jokes and.
Got it.
Three bombs in a row, then you go up.
You just come up with the jokes because by then the audience is losing patience. So you just not even how are you, how whatever, move the mic out of the way and then do the joke or just read them and then get them back into it. So your job is not even about you. It's just setting the show to a frequency where it's like they're back into it for the headliner or for whoever.
Haven't you had a show though, Diego, where 3 bombs, and so like you said, you're gonna go in guns a blazing. So
now you froze.
And then you overcompensate or you go overboard and you just made the room worse. That's happened to me a couple times.
I mean that happens, but it's all a learning experience in that I don't think it's happened to you recently. I'm saying like the more you do it, the more whatever. I always tell this story, but I don't say who where it's like I was at a club and this guest set was supposed to do 10 minutes and they're doing so bad that the owner came out and said, how long has he been up? And the guy was like 2 minutes and then the owner was like 2 minutes too long, get him off stage, and they had him light him. And then I was next to feature. And the headliner texts me right before I go up and says, please be funny tonight. And then when I'm on stage, like 2 minutes in, 3 minutes in, I feel a buzz in my pocket. And then I read it when I'm off stage and they're like, thank God you reminded this crowd what a comedy show is.
Oh.
To be fair, I was only 3 months in.
First of all, you've done this longer than me. You're my comedy mentor. Second of all, I met Jimmy and he had a Canadian vaudeville cigar in his mouth and he said, I'm going to help you out here.
That's what I love about this story is that Jimmy Earll took Diego V Curiel, hope I pronounced that right, and you've mentored him and turned him into a wonderful host and comic where he's...
Let's set the record straight here. I didn't mentor. He says that, but he has his own style. He developed. That's all him. I didn't do jack shit.
He's lying.
What's funny is that same club that he's talking about, I was featuring, I think. A guy goes up and does a guest set, and that same owner comes up and he goes, who is this guy? What is he doing? I can get more laughs fucking him in the ass. Oh my God. That club is one of my favorite clubs. I would say, top 5 in the country, right? I mean, I love that club. That club.
You can, if you're doing well, like you can cough and they'll laugh. Like that'll make, like if you have 30 minutes like in 15, 20 minutes. Like they'll laugh. And the ceiling is like a low ceiling. It's perfect for like comedy. It's not like, high ceilings suck up the laughs. Like you can feel the laughter in this room.
Yes.
Diego, are we gonna give it away if we say the club? We shouldn't, right? It's not gonna get anyone in trouble.
No.
So it's a Laughs Comedy Cafe in Tucson. It's one of the best clubs. I don't know what the deal is with the people in Tucson, but every show, I've been going there in 9 years, and I swear every show is just hot. There's never a low energy, horrible show at that place.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
But it's really funny because the owner is like, if they like you, they like you. But then like, if they don't know you, because I got off a recommendation of Jimmy, and then I think I hosted there, and then they moved me to feature. And then when I moved, I think the first time I was there, because he passed away, the guy that said that thing, but the guy that said the axe comment, but he was watching my set, and I did good, and he's like, that's one good set. He's like, you have 3 more. That's 2 good sets. You have 2 more. 3. He's like, I don't know if you could do it. And then, but he would be like keeping tabs, so it was cool.
That's so cool. I love it when there's a good crowd. What's that?
He's talking about, so the guy with all the comments, the funny things that you heard, his name was Gary Hood, and he was the booker there. Not booker slash, it was more of a booker than the owner, but he just made me laugh. Like, he would do that to Diego, torture him about each set. Every time I thought I had a good set, he would come up to me and he goes, at what point did you think you lost, at what point did you lose the crowd?
What?
Or he would say, at what point were you going to get funny?
What?
He would, I think I did well, but that's his response, just to kind of keep you humble or keep you grounded. At what point, so he used all, and then the other one was, at what point were you going to tell jokes?
That's a crazy comment. Wow. That would keep you humble. So what's your secret, Diego?
Passed away, 6 years, maybe 7 years ago? I'm not sure.
6 years ago. What'd you say, Linda?
What keeps you humble, Diego?
Bar shows, open mics, reality. So, you know what's funny? And I'll say this, and I told Jimmy, like, I was closing out a show in town, and it was originally going to be 4 comics, which I think 3 to 4 comics is perfect. That is the perfect amount of comics.
I agree.
Then it went to 8 comics, but there wasn't like 8 comics that are like, it was like new comics. So it was like the host did okay, but then the first guy did alright, and then after that, not so well, and then the 5th guy comes up. I think 5th or 4th guy comes up, and the lady was agreeing with him. And she was like, yeah, but that's not heckling. That's like, okay, she just wants to be heard and attention, but she's being okay. So to me, I would have handled her different, and he didn't know how to handle her. So he just went, I have the microphone, shut the fuck up. And he's like, the room went dead quiet. And it was like, oh my fucking God. And then a buddy of ours was there, because the first 5 didn't do well, like whatever. So a buddy of mine who headlines, who's been on the Tonight Show, he was there, and I'm like, can you go up? Just go up for 5 minutes. And when I say he brought back that room from the depths of hell, like he brought it back, like they were attentive and whatever. But I forgot that there were 2 people after him for 25 minutes, and then they brought it back down. The host was just like, hey, how do you want me to bring you up? Like Amazon Prime and blah, blah, blah.
Hold up. Just a sec.
Yeah, they don't care about
Yeah, when you started in with Amazon Prime, it cut you out. Can you say that again, Diego?
Oh, I was just like, they don't care about Amazon Prime, or they don't care about whatever. They're tired. Just bring me up. Just bring me up. And then the host is like, okay. But then he didn't care about what I said, because then he's like, this next guy was seen on Amazon Prime, Giggle Factory. I'm like, that's not even the name of the show. Like, it sounds like I made that up. Like, now they think I'm a liar. Like, I don't even know. But then it was fun. But then that was a situation where I had to come out riffing, and then, but Jimmy knows that too. If like the crowd is disconnect, you have to come out riffing or engage them. And then I got into my jokes, but it was like the set went good, but it was a set that I could feel like I was sweating inside too. I had to work with every inch of my body to get there.
Go back though, Diego. Don't you think you didn't need the Tonight Show comic? I think they could have pulled it off. That's not. It's just kind of weird. Like, did you just want to give them stage time, or were you really kind of?
No, it was pretty bad. Like, nobody had gotten them. Like, it was a show where you're like, if no one gets them by now, I think that they're just gonna be so disinterested. I think he gave them hope.
Was it more because there were two more after him is that why you were concerned? Because there was 3 more spots of shit, or what was the?
Yeah, that was the concern. The concern was they're already disinterested now. They need someone to get their interest.
Okay, so it wasn't really the slot right before you where you needed that. It was you were concerned about the entire show.
Yeah.
I got it.
What's up?
Because I think if you were to go before that Tonight Show comic, I think you would have done fine, right?
Yeah.
You were just concerned at the headline, at the closing spot.
Yeah, because there was 25 more minutes before, and he only did 5 minutes. Like, it was perfect. It was to be like, bam, 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 reset the room.
What were the total comics on that show at the end?
I think 8 or 9.
Jeez.
And I did 30 minutes, so.
And they were a strict hour and a half show, right? Or did you guys go way over?
Strict 1 hour and a half. I think, you know what? No, but the host said this, and it made me laugh. He's like, you had them. You could have kept going. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, no, I hit the 30 minutes. That was the deal. And they're tired. They want to go home.
What's the funniest heckle you've ever heard anybody say to any comic, you guys?
It wasn't a heckle, but that I could have gotten more laughs fucking him in the ass. I think that is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. It happened years ago, but man, that thing, it just feels like it happened yesterday. That thing cracks me up every time.
That's hysterical. What about you, D?
I don't know what the funniest heckle is. What would it be? What about you?
The funniest thing that happened to me was I was at the Broadway Comedy Club in New York, not to brag, but to brag. And I was doing a show downstairs. And I was one of the first 3 to go up because that was a couple years ago. And that's cool. That's where I'm at still. And so I went up, and I was in the stage of my comedy where I was like doing the preamble to the Constitution. So I would like, I'm going to tell you a couple jokes and feel you out, and then I'm going to do my material. But without saying it, and this lady in the audience caught on that that's what I was doing. So she goes, yeah. And she did this thing with her hands, like, come on, get to it. And she was like in the front row, and she was doing that. And I still think it's hilarious that she was doing that to me, because she was exactly right. And I felt like it was funny that she did it. But I feel it's funnier now. In the moment, I was a little bit upset, and I said, that is so rude. You better hold on. You need to check my record, slow down.
Did other people hear it, or just you?
Yeah, that's the problem, because she was in the front row and she was doing something nonverbal to heckle. And when she said, yeah, a few people around her heard it, but not the whole place. So when I did say anything back, I should have said, well, this lady here thinks I should go faster because she's doing that thing with her hands, you know, and like, she doesn't know that that's going to trigger me, you know, or something. But I didn't know how to handle it at the time.
Diego's mind's going, what would you done, Diego?
Yeah, what would you have done, Diego?
Well, see, I had an experience before with that, in the sense of if they can hear them, the audience is on your side. But I think you should, because I had that, you should establish that that person's talking, because they don't know that they're ruining the show, but you're so close to them that it's throwing you off. So it's like, get the audience on your side.
Yes.
And turn them on that person. Because I've been there where I made the mistake of just going into that person and the audience looking at me like, what's going on?
Yes.
Yeah, I would have ignored it.
Yeah, I should have ignored it.
Yeah, I would have ignored it.
Have you...
He says that, but I've seen him riff. I've seen Jimmy not be patch at him.
I'm not that quick. I'm not as quick as you in the crowd, so if it's just two people around her, I think I would have just ignored it as long as possible.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is that Jimmy says he doesn't riff, but he riffs so much. Like, I learned riffing from him and other comics.
Wow. You can riff, Jimmy?
You can riff if you want to. You can leave your friends behind.
And he just did a callback. Look at that. Yeah, 2 birds with 1 Canadian stone.
You guys have been so awesome to be on here, like almost an entire hour. So where do you two do a podcast that people can listen to?
We're going to start it up again, but it was called Border to Border. It was on Libsin. There's episodes where we interviewed J.R. de Guzman, where we found out about Jimmy's scandalous babysitter. Lots of things.
Border to Border on where?
Libsin, and I don't know what else it was on.
What do you spell Libsin?
I don't remember. Libsyn, I think.
Oh, Libsin. I thought you were saying L-I-P.
Whoa. I'm sorry. He thinks because it's Vegas, it's an inappropriate show, but
And then he has a show coming up
on Zoom.
And your Zoom show is this Friday, May 1st.
Yes.
And people can find all the information on your page, Diego V Curiel, on Facebook?
Yes. But the link will be up the day of, so like the hour of whatever, so we can send it to people, but yeah.
Perfect. Do people buy their way in to watch it, or is it donations, or what's your story?
It's donations. The comics are going to have their Venmo. I don't think I am, but the other comics should have their Venmo.
Venmo.
He always says Venmo. I tease him.
That's funny. Do you two want to say what your PayPals or Cash Apps are if anyone wants to donate?
I don't have any of those, but Jimmy has his, I think.
I don't need. I'm probably not going to get paid. I'm looking for followers. If you want to follow me on Instagram, that'd be great.
Got it. And what are you on Instagram?
Jimmy Earll 2 L's. Jimmy Earll 2 L's.
Jimmy Earll, Gretzky 78.
The hockey player. Diego, do you go out and do hockey with Jimmy?
No, thank you for not stereotyping me and saying soccer, but I do not play hockey.
You're hilarious.
Jimmy?
Diego.
Bottomless?
No, I have pajamas.
Okay, I'm just checking.
I listen
Are
to...
you bottomless? Oh, no. Whoa, why are you posing like a third world erotic thing?
What's going on here?
I got all dressed up for you.
Yeah, you do.
Linda's got a date after this. She's like, hurry up, guys.
Diego, I knew that you were hysterical from watching you with Jimmy Earll when you were doing some show the other day, and I was like, he's so funny, I want him on. Thank you so much for coming on here, you guys. I got like 0 sleep last night, so I'm a little rusty. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
You betcha. See you guys later. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye, Diego. Thank you, Jimmy.